work.
I don't want my fucking knees to be out there. Oh my God, I'm sweating.
My thigh is like out.
Well, then put your leg down.
That's why I didn't want to sit on the couch.
Should we do
If
an
you guys
intro?
don't know who we are,
That's right.
I'm the boyfriend and
I'm
she's
the sister.
That was the intro.
I know, but I need to explain what we're doing.
Oh, okay.
Basically, when I was around 13, 12. When I was around like 13, 12-ish, like I used to be driven home, and on the drive I would get really bored. So then I would basically take out my phone and just like type in stories and stuff like that, and they're all really shit. And I just found them on my Google Drive, and I thought it would be a good idea for a video, so that's what we're doing right
That
now.
was the best.
Thank you. The first one is called Street Teens, The Magical City of Pearls. The characters are Andy, Max, and the girl whose name I forgot.
I'll be Max.
Oh, fuck you!
I'll be Max.
I'll be the girl that comes later. And I'm reading it off of my computer.
Alright.
So let's begin. Okay, so chapter 1, I make a new friend.
There I was, having the time of my life with my best friend, Max Samuels. Yeah, just hanging around in the alley, throwing fish at people and spinning a cat. My name is Andrew Jones. My friends call me Andy. I'm 13 years old. This is the story of how I became scared of everything. Just kidding. Max and I have been best friends since before we could speak. We grew up together in the streets of Manhattan. Since my dad took off, things here have been pretty rough. You know, when it came to eating and all. What?
Wait.
My mom is a waitress at a coffee shop called That's Not Coffee. Max and I usually spend most of our time running around the streets of Manhattan. What are these kids doing at 13? Most of our close friends work at the liquor stores and pubs. You're 13! We're just little. Max's parents and older brother died in a car crash when he was 2. Ever since then, me and Max have been inseparable. He's like the twin brother I never had.
Twin brother.
Why twin?
Not just
It's not just a brother, it's a twin brother. That you never... Last week, my mom introduced me to her new boyfriend, Dex. He works at the magic show store called Now That's Magic. What's up with these store names? They suck.
Not real magic.
That's not coffee. That's not magic. And out of all my mom's boyfriends, Max and I hate him the most. Whenever he sees us smell a piece of pizza, as we do,
I copied this from Friends.
he keeps saying, a moment on the lips, forever on the hips.
Remember?
A few days ago at dinner, Dex gave me a map. The writing was in
I
Spanish.
copied this from El Dorado.
You don't have to expose yourself in this video.
Because I need to.
The writing was in Spanish, but I could roughly read it. It either said the magical city of pearls or the library in the fish mouth.
Because that's really similar, so I could see how one would
Yeah.
confuse the two.
Library of the fish mouth. I assumed it was the first one. I figured it was a joke, so I laughed at it.
Magical City of Pearls.
Do you expect me to believe that this map is real? I asked. He snatched it away and pointed.
Oh, but it is.
Look, dude, I'm not some stupid, idiotic kid.
Stop.
That.
Or I'll kill you.
Mom, what the fuck? I decided to follow orders, so I apologized and took the map from him anyway. After dinner, Mom got mad at me about the whole map thing. She told me that Dex was her true love. I disagreed and said he was a lazy, idiotic, the second time that comes up, loser that couldn't even hold a job. Mom got really mad and started using words that I'm not allowed to say.
Wait, we just got kicked out.
She told me and Max to leave
What
and
did
never
I
come back. We're homeless now.
Because of you. I shall continue. I will admit, I do miss my mum a lot, but the streets are our home. And we couldn't be happier. Max and I were in the alley, so we heard the police sirens. We ducked down an alley and hid behind garbage bins for 5 minutes.
For exactly
Just
5 minutes.
Then they came down the alleyway where we were hiding.
Oh shit.
I peeked over and saw a teen girl about my age running towards us.
Move
Teen
over,
girl?
dude.
She whispered. I was about to ask her why when I saw a green hoodie with the security tag still on her hands. Then I realized that the cops were chasing after her. What the heck are you do? You actually said, what the heck are you do? She cut me off and put her hands
Who's
on
the
my
cop?
mouth.
Who's the-
2 cops were walking around a few meters away.
Where is that little thief girl?
I swear when I get my hands on that thief, she's dead.
What the fuck?
I mean, is it unrealistic?
No.
She's from the police.
They both walked away, and the sirens got quieter and quieter until we couldn't hear them anymore. The girl removed her hand from my mouth, and I gasped for it.
Whoa. Thanks, dude. I was a goner.
She looked nice. Almost pretty.
Ugly bitch.
Her hair was tied back in a messy ponytail, and she wore a New York Yanks
Yanks.
cap.
Ow. Hi, I'm Kylie Comics.
She said as she stuck out her hand. I had a feeling that I was going to make a dangerous new friend.
Chapter 2. We got kidnapped by hamburglers.
I stepped out of my daze when Max nudged me in the arm. I shook her hand.
Hi, I'm Andy, and this is Max.
So,
Said Max in a fake gangster voice.
Thanks a lot back there.
Why did you steal that? I asked stupidly. She gave me a weird look.
Not all of us have super rich parents that buy us whatever we want. My other one was torn by some dogs.
Me and Max have thought about what we would do for food and stuff like that. Now that Mom had kicked us out, they're just like homeless children, whatever. We would never actually consider stealing. We never stoop to your fucking level,
so
Kylie.
I haven't seen you around here before. Did you just move in?
She nods her head.
I moved in with my dad about 3 blocks from here. My mom passed away a few weeks ago.
But where's your dad now? I asked stupidly again.
Oh, he got drunk at a pub last week and rode off with some girl. What about you two? How long have you lived here?
Andy's lived here longer.
Said Max, still using his annoying gangster voice.
It's cool, dude. You don't have to use that voice.
Kylie was really smart. I could tell that Max was rolling his eyes. Even in pitch black darkness.
We're all just in the dark.
How old are you? I asked.
15. You?
We're both 14. Around the corner, we could hear the police coming after Kylie again. Whispered Kylie.
We can hide somewhere in the docks.
Max whispered,
We can hide somewhere in the docks. It's not far. Come on, let's go.
and we ran towards the boats at the dock. There were lots of boats everywhere. Andy's such a dumb narrator. There were lots of boats everywhere, but there was one big boat. Quick this way.
Where are those stupid teens?
I don't know. I just hate these stupid kids. They think they can do whatever they want and get away with it.
They both walked away and went back to the donut shop, I presume.
Phew, that was close.
Said Kylie as she leaned on my shoulder. Max looked at me and made kissy faces. I nudged him and whispered, shut up. Kylie got up and started walking up the stairs. Where are you going?
To explore.
We followed her, of course.
Hey, maybe we could just ride away forever.
I laughed. Even though she was kidding, it wasn't a bad idea. Suddenly, Kylie looked worried. Her eyes widened with fear. I asked what was wrong. She stayed silent and backed away towards the stairs.
Guys, we need to go. Like, now.
I looked over at the railing. Over the side of the boat, I saw 2 guys talking. They were hamburglers. I know this sounds crazy, but hamburglers are major criminals all around the world.
They
Boat
spend
building.
their time trading burger recipes with other companies.
And the most nerdiest thing of all is that they dress up exactly like the hamburglar. So it's easy to tell whether or not they are one.
Guys, come on. We need to.
She stopped. I asked what was wrong, but she backed away from the stairs. Then suddenly 2 men came up the stairs. It was too late with 1-0. The hamburglers had already blocked the stairs. One was tall and skinny, the other was short and fat.
Wow.
Which I thought was a bit funny.
I tried not to laugh so hard.
What are you kids doing on our boat?
Asked the tall one,
Nothing.
said Kylie.
In fact, we're just leaving.
She walked towards the stairs when the tall one grabbed her and began walking her down the stairs. Max whispered,
Do something. Do something.
in my ear, hey, let go of her, I shouted. I ran towards Kylie and the tall hamburglar. Big mistake. The last thing I remember was a small hard fist coming at my face. Chapter 3, we take a trip on the big burger. When I woke up, I was surrounded by a bunch of hamburglers, pointing squirt guns at us. I realized I was tied to a pole. Jesus. With Max to my side. I'm so sorry, Max. Like, I got you homeless. I got you kidnapped.
Hi, you've woken up.
Said the short hamburglar. Let us go! And man, your fist is hard. I could tell, even half awake, that he had a very strong French accent.
Why, thank you. I've been exercising.
Then I realized Kylie wasn't with us. Who are you?
I am Robert Alexander IV, but my friends call me Mr. Pickle.
What did you do with Kylie?
Oh, you mean your little girlfriend? She's in the back.
She's not my girlfriend, guys. Max smiled at me creepily.
Bring out the girl.
Said Mr. Pickle. Clicked his fingers. I looked at Max nervously. Then I heard some screaming and banging coming from the halls on the boat. Her Yankees cap was gone and her hair was untied. And I know this sounds totally insane to think about at a time like this. I couldn't help thinking she looked so pretty with her hair down, bro.
I mean, are 13-year-old boys not like this?
Hey girl, but you look good though. Let us go, I shouted heroically.
Oh, we will. When you tell us what company you work for.
I'm a fucking child. What are you talking about? We don't work for any burger companies. We're kids, you idiot. Right there and then I knew I had pressed his buttons. I called him an idiot, fuck yeah. He gave me an evil look, then looked straight at Kylie.
Okay, fine. If you won't cooperate with us, we will just have to use another strategy. Let us take the girl and put her on the plank.
That's so stupid.
These two men pulled on the chains around Kylie's wrists and dragged her over to a wooden board hanging over the edge of the boat.
You have 30 seconds to explain yourself or she goes overboard.
Said Mr. Pickle. I watched as fear filled up in Kylie's eyes.
We're telling you the truth. We're just kids. We're just hiding from the cops.
Said Max.
That's what all of the spies say.
Shouted Mr. Pickle. I swear, I screamed. Mr. Pickle stared at us.
You got lucky this time, kids. Don't be too happy. I'm still sending you all to Indonesia. Put these two dimwits in the cell, but chain her to the pole.
Mr. Pickle demanded. Just take us back, I screamed.
I asked for the truth. I never said I would let you go. Besides, you would have told the cops on us. I'm not an idiot. Could fool me.
Mumbled Max. I kicked him. They threw Max and I in a deep cell at the bottom of the boat. I was thinking about what was going to happen to Kylie. Worse, I was worried about what would happen to us. So fuck Kylie, I'm just really concerned about our shit. Chapter 4. We're saved by a dog in leg warmers. I thought this was the end of our lives when a ray of hope shone upon us while Max was carving curse words on the wall, and a dog wearing leg warmers with pickles on them came up to us at the cell door. I took some of the burger meat that Mr. Pickle gave us to eat and told the dog to fetch the keys. Max looked at me like I was insane.
He's a stupid dog. I'm not gonna understand you.
There's no harm in trying! I shouted back. The dog came back and dropped the keys at the cell. Then I gave the meat to the dog and hid the keys. Then Mr. Pickle came down to the cell and picked up the dog.
Oh, Snookums, did those mean criminal spies hurt you?
Can you let us go? We did what you asked. And where's Kylie? I screamed.
Your girlfriend is up on the deck. She obviously is much smarter than you, so I left her up there so that she wouldn't help you get any ideas.
She's not my girlfriend, I shouted. I wanted to burst through the bars and rip his stupid mustache off his stupid face. But I couldn't because he might harm Kylie. That night, I used the keys to unlock the cell door. Max and I argued who would go up first. Fuck you, I'll go up first. Fuck you. We played rock, paper, scissors. Unfortunately, Max's scissors beat my paper. So I had to go up first. I peeked my head over the top, but the deck was empty. The coast is clear.
I'll set up the boat. You go find Kylie.
I nodded and went off. I looked around for ages, but there was no sign of Kylie. I quickly grabbed her Yankees cap. Then I heard some squirming as I came up to top deck. It was Kylie. Squirm. She was tied to the mast. She was 20 feet in the air. My brain made a silent explosion, bro. I decided to climb. I'm not the most flexible person on the planet, but when I was climbing the pole, I was like Spider-Man, bro. In less than a minute, I got to Kylie. I had a knife in my mouth that I stole from one of the Hamburglers so I could cut the ropes. I took off her gag. Ow! She shouted. We both froze. But it was alright. Okay, Kylie, when I cut the ropes, I want you to hang onto my back. She shook her head.
I can't. I'm scared of heights.
It's okay. I'm like Spider-Man today. Why would... Andy's so lame. Just take a deep breath and it'll all be okay. Why did he start rhyming? She took deep breath. Right in my face as well. She had surprisingly stinky breath. I started to cut the ropes. When I got to the last thread, I cut the thread and she swung onto my back. I climbed down and ran towards Max. As we lowered the boat, Mr. Pickles' dog started to bark. Hurry up, I shouted. We pulled on the wires as fast as we could, but the hamburglers reversed the pull and began pulling us back up. I cut the ropes and landed in the water safely.
Thank God in brackets.
We floated out to sea and we could hear the cries of the hamburglers getting quieter in the distance. Then Kylie slipped on her Yankees cap and said,
Well done, Spider-Man.
Aww.
That's actually kind of cute.
That's cute. Chapter 5. We find the scariest paradise ever.
This is the last chapter.
We would have sailed towards New York at that very second. We didn't even know how to get to New York, so we just sat in the boat for days.
Did you really think it would end like this?
Asked Kylie. The whole hamburglar thing is a little weird. I replied.
I know I've only known you guys for a few days, but now that my life is ending, I just want to say...
Want to say what?
Land!
Andy and I looked up. She was right. We were so happy, we began kissing the ground for a long time. Then I accidentally kissed something gross. A skull! It was a full body skeleton with knives stuck in the center of it. Ah! We all screamed. Ah!
all in favor of going back in the boat, say aye.
Aye!
Aye.
Andy and Kylie ran back to the boat, but I stayed. I saw some carvings on the rocks. Carvings of pearls. I knew I had seen the carvings before.
Come on, dude, we gotta get out of here.
I reached for my jeans pocket and fished around for the map that Dex gave. The symbols on the map were identical to the carvings on the rock. And I realized that the island we were standing on was the home of the
Magical City of Pearls!
Woo! Guys, we found it! I screamed as I ran down the beach.
Found what?
The City of Pearls.
The city of what?
The magical City of Pearls. According to this map, it's located right here on this island. We can be the first ones to discover it. Us, you, I. We can do it. They looked at me with weird looks.
You drank seawater, didn't you?
Said Max.
Oh,
come on.
Oh.
I'm not coming on. I wouldn't step in front of that jungle for $1 million.
Screamed Andy as he walked towards the boat. Kylie followed. How about 100 million? I said mysteriously.
What?
Since it's called the magical City of Pearls, but you don't want to go, let's just stay back in the boat where we can float around for a few more days, or even weeks, or maybe months with no food, or...
Okay, here's my new plan. We find the City of Pearls, we take the pearls, and then we go back to New York.
And buy New York.
Hey guys, we should discuss the amount of pearls we get each.
That's fair. I get 50% because I have the map, I said.
I get 45% because I thought of a plan.
Then I only get 5%?
We both nodded our heads and smiled.
Hey, if it wasn't for me, we wouldn't even have been here in the first place.
Max and I talked it over.
Fine, you can have 30%.
50.
Deal, I said. She smiled and snatched the map from me.
Okay, boys, let's follow that trail.
I patted Andy on the back and followed Kylie towards my death.
And that's the end, and I never wrote any more than that.
Oh.
What did you guys think?
Kylie's a bitch, Andy's an idiot.
Guys, I'm just gonna finish the story so that you guys don't get stressed.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, the magical City of Pearl people were actually evil. They kidnapped Kylie, they killed Kylie, and they used Kylie's body to lure in Max and Andy. Then, with Max and Andy, they tossed Max off a cliff and he died, and then they stabbed Andy a bunch of times and replaced the skeleton with his body. And that's the body every time that when anyone comes to the island, they find out.
When did you write this?
Like 2012.
You were like 11, 12?
Yeah, it used to be on my notes on my old iPhone 4 or
God.
something. Alright, well, let's sign off. Follow Nodder on Instagram. Follow Maya on Instagram.
Thanks, you guys, for watching. If you want to see more, like the video.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
And we'll see you
and
later.
We'll see you in the next one.
Peace. Alright, cut.